See what this baby's got inside it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brett from Hapticast Intro here.
Bark, bark, you.
Who suck you off, Bill?
Oh, Josh, I hear screaming.
Oh yeah!
It's gone. The controller's gone.
Look at that. You look fucking fantastic.
Welcome to Haptic HQ.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hapticast, episode number 61. My name is Josh Toll. I'm joined by my good friend Barry Roberts, as always, an Eric Man H-Bot.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
What's going on in the life of Josh? How you doing?
Doing okay. We're here on a Monday instead of a Tuesday. We'll be here for the next several consecutive Mondays, and who knows after that. But our schedule is going to take a little bit of a wraparound. I was going to say reach around, but that doesn't really make any sense.
I was gonna say the same thing.
But yeah, because I got some stuff going on that I don't really want to talk about live here, because that's it. So thanks, Christian. Normally Brett is the graphic designer, but we had to make a really just shitty fucking thumbnail that matched the shitty fucking company in the shitty fucking topic about it. So, that one's an HBot original for you, AI generated.
Yeah, you get some interesting stuff when you let an AI do graphic design. So,
yeah. But anyway, welcome all to Hapticast, Haptic Intel's weekly gaming podcast. Whether you're watching live or watching on replay or watching on any podcast services around the world that we might eventually ever do audio.
nope.
All right. Quick topic rundown for you, Brett. We got some abysmal shit in the Abysmal Chronicles, as always. A couple more meaty topics, maybe less than normal, but a couple of meaty ones that we want to just, kind of briefly discuss. Then the main topics, of course, talking about Ubisoft employees getting rewarded with a Ghost Recon Breakpoint NFT hat commemorating 20 years of Tom Clancy. That's an abysmal fucking topic, let me tell you that. So we can talk about that. And then we're also going to be talking about Dying Light 2, kind of a review in progress, not a complete thing, just some thoughts with the game's launch and what's going on there. We both have played it a little bit. And yeah. Sorry, I was reading chat. I got distracted. And then... So only two main topics this week, and then we're talking about a little game called, is that Bo? Is that how you pronounce it? Bo?
Yeah, Bo.
Bo, a hand-drawn Metroidvania based on Japanese folklore that looks really cool. So before we, I guess, hop into what we're playing, Brett, Christian says here, if the reason is the thing that was on the Insta stories, congrats, my dude. What does that mean?
Oh, he's talking about you and why you're gonna be.
Oh. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I did not compute. Anyway, movies or media consumption update, Brett. I'll let you go first.
Okay.
If you'd like to.
Yeah.
And, we're both playing Dying Light 2, obviously, but we'll talk about that more in depth later. So we don't have to talk about it now unless you really want to.
Yeah, I'll briefly talk about it. So movies, Jackass Forever, I went and saw this weekend. You were there as well. That movie rules. Dudes Rock 2022. Don't really know what else to say.
That movie was so much better than I thought it would be. I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd. That movie slaps.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's really good. I had a great time with it. It's definitely the best one in many ways. Mm-hmm. The stunts weren't what I was expecting. There were a lot less of certain types of stunts that they didn't do in this one. Like there was a lot less food, like gross food eating in this film. like gross out food. However, the new cast, phenomenal. I really hope they reboot the show with the cast, because some of those guys and gals, actually, there is female.
I was gonna say the girl, dude. She has no. I've never seen somebody have such big dick energy.
Yeah,
like
she
no
didn't care.
no fear at all. Just went for it, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can say about what I'm about to say, but they also show a copious amount of penis in this movie.
Oh yeah, lots of dick.
A lot, like more than I was expecting from Jackass, which is a lot.
Lots of roosters
and a lot of like augmentation of the penis as well.
Mutilation.
And mutilation as well.
You ever see BME Pain Olympics? Basically that, but on speed with maybe a little less decapitation of the south head. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I didn't expect there to be blood, but there was blood. So we
yeah.
We'll leave it at that. But it was a great watch, and it was very funny, and I had a great time. So go check it out if you're interested in going to the movie theater. Go check it out.
Christian says it's on Paramount Plus.
No, it's exclusively in theaters.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and then Dying Light 2, I've been playing. I was playing. I can't really say much about that yet because we're going to be talking about that later on. I've also been putting some time into Pokemon Legends Arceus. Arceus.
Any changes of your thoughts, or you still feel the same?
No, I had a little bit of a wall where they want you to progress to the next level. I have to catch a lot of Pokemon and raise my level, and every other time I didn't have this issue of like hitting a wall. I was just automatically at a level where I was allowed to continue the missions. But I've now gotten to a point where the game is like telling me I'm not allowed to progress unless I increase my rank. So I don't know if the game got more difficult or if I just stopped catching as much Pokemon. But basically, I have to catch Pokemon and kind of catching Pokemon, and I'm catching a lot of Pokemon, and I'm like, when the fuck is my level going to go up? Because it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, the game's still fun. The game's still cool. The game's still great. I still like it a lot. A little more battling has been brought in, which always welcome. So very good.
Christian says, is it from 4 to 5 stars?
Yeah, it is. It is from 4 to 5. So I'm assuming that's something that everyone kind of has an issue with. He said, if so, that took me so fucking long. Yeah. He says, I also got a shiny full odd Starly last night. That's fucking slick. Congrats. I haven't gotten a shiny yet, but I was hunting a little bit yesterday. So, and then TV shows, the usual. So I told you I was restarting Attack on Titan. I'm now at the female Titan. I'm almost done season 1. So that's cool. I love the female Titan. She's badass. She literally just, dude, there's a scene where she literally has a dude by his what is the gear called? The gear. And she's literally spinning him like a fucking top, dude. And she literally just smacks him on the ground. One dude, she literally grabs him and throws him under her foot and then stomps down. Like, she's just insane.
Yeah.
So I'm really digging that. And then, of course, Righteous Gemstones, which we both are watching and enjoy and love. I just watched the newest episode last night.
Same.
Holy shit. Holy fucking shit, dude. Insane.
Yeah, in multiple ways.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just good. And I
love
love
character development.
I love how much John Goodman is this season. This is the John Goodman season.
He's so good, too.
And it is the John Good fucking man season, dude. I'll tell you that.
It is. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And, of course, Peacemaker, which the episode I just finished might have been the most recent one where all hell breaks loose. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. And I really am enjoying that show a lot. It's getting better and better and better, and I'm really surprised by how good it is. So
I believe I'm going to start that tonight.
Yo,
I'm caught up. I'm caught up on all the shows that I want to be currently, and that's the next one on the docket for me.
It's a good one. I like it a lot, and I think you are going to love it, to be honest with you.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I think you're going to like it. All right, that's all I got. What do you got?
Yeah, so again, Jackass Forever, like you, the movie slaps, awesome. I think by far the best Jackass movie on multiple fronts, as you mentioned. It made me laugh really. I haven't laughed that hard in the theater maybe since like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder,
or not Love and Thunder, the
Ragnarok. I was
Love
like,
and
you took a time machine, dude.
Love and Thunder hasn't come out yet. Ragnarok. yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It was a good time. Then, of course, Dying Light 2, which we will talk about in a little bit as one of our main topics. Enjoying it for the most part, but we'll talk about it. And then TV and anime, Righteous Gemstones, like you, again, awesome show. Highly, highly recommend it. And then the book of Boba Fett, which I keep neglecting to mention. And the reason I neglected to mention it for so long is because the first 4 episodes are garbage of this show. I think really some of the worst Star Wars we've ever seen. And then episode... Yeah. Absolutely. And then there's episode 5 and 6, which are conversely some of the best Star Wars we've ever seen. And I really would like to have a more in-depth conversation with you about this, but I know you have not started it.
No,
correct?
I haven't.
And I don't want to spoil it because you will, I think, feel very similar to the way that I do. You'll be on the first 4, and then you'll have your mind blown on the last 2. And then we'll see about this final episode of the season comes out this Wednesday. So
I've been spoiled.
That's really unfortunate.
I don't know who the character is, but I know that they make an appearance. So
yeah, that character is slick. If you haven't watched Clone Wars and Rebels and Bad Batch, you probably won't care as much. But the implications of the character are very big, and let's just say Boba Fett and Mandalorian are not the slickest bounty hunters in town anymore. All right, so
that's good.
Anyway, so that's it. That kind of does it for this week. So let's go ahead and hop into the Abysmal Chronicles, Brent, shall we?
Yeah, I might have a 2319 on my hands right now, but I will go until I cannot go anymore.
All right, we can swap.
I'll go as long as I can here. So if you guys don't know,
if the 2319 is indeed in progress, then you just turn off your 2319, and I'll start my 2319.
Okay. So guys, there it is, 2319.
All right, so the Abysmal Chronicles are a little segment we do on the show every week about type topics that are maybe not quite big enough to have a full discussion about them. This week it's actually a little bit of an inverse. There's a lot of topics that we would love to have a huge discussion on, but in the interest of time, and so the show isn't like 18 hours long, we're gonna confine them to just a few minutes in the Abysmal Chronicles and give our general thoughts on them. But first, video game release is coming up. So Christian already said in the chat that Sifu is slick. I thought Sifu doesn't come out until yesterday, or till tomorrow. I'm pretty sure tomorrow is the official release date of Sifu. So Christian, please tell me how you got that early code. Unless we're wrong, which is possible, but I thought it was February 8th. Unless there's some sort of pre-order deal. And then of course Ali World comes out tomorrow as well. And then we are on the horizon of Horizon. So
Josh, real quick, I'm still in 2319, but I wanted to let you know that it does have an early access release, I believe, for pre-orders.
Yeah.
And the problem right now is that some people aren't able to play the game even after pre-ordering it, and it's still locked for them. So if you go on their Twitter, there is a fix for that. So if anyone listening or watching has encountered this, go check it out on their Twitter, Sifu Game, and get that fixed, because you should be able to play early.
Anyway, sorry, I was just playing the 2319 alert. It was such a random callback. Okay, let's hop into it. So, first and foremost, we have some gaming deal alerts for people, Brett. 2319! And they are the following. So for GameStop Pro members, if you are looking to upgrade your internal storage for your PS5, GameStop has a Samsung 980 Pro, a 2 terabyte NVMe drive with a heatsink available for 200 smacks, and that is a 2 terabyte one. You could also get a 1 terabyte one for $113, and that is a slick deal.
Yeah, I'm back now. Listen, if you're looking to upgrade your PlayStation 5 storage, this is like the best deal you're going to find at all right now.
Yeah.
This is the best deal you will find. I just actually did it. I got the 1 terabyte model, and with the heatsink, it ended up being $170. So just to show you how good of a deal this is, that's like $60 off already.
Right.
The only problem is it is for GameStop Pro members. I don't know how many of people out there are still Pro members, but even that, I'm sure it's like what, $20 for a Pro membership. You're still saving money if you don't have one. So
Right. Yeah, I recommend people members.
I do too, but this is a great deal. So
I agree.
and then along with that, more gaming deals. If you don't know, as of the time we're recording this, which is February 7th, Target is offering buy two, get one free on all video games. Well, not all, but most video games on their website. And it's interesting. It includes Nintendo titles, which it usually never includes Nintendo games. This does include that. Only thing is no pre-orders. So if you're looking to get like Elden Ring, that's not going to work. But you can get Pokemon Legends Arceus. You can get Dying Light 2. All the new releases, they all count for this deal. Buy two, get one free.
Mm-hmm.
I even saw people were able to order 3 games, even if it was 3 of the same game, and then remove the last 2 of the games, and then they would get the first game for the price of the discount regardless. Wow. So you could get like a really good deal there.
Yeah. Excellent.
Amazon's joined in on the fun as well.
Oh.
You can actually go on Amazon.com right now. I don't know if I recommend giving Bezos your money, but you could do that, and you can get the same deal. Buy two, get one free on all games, most games.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Well, with the video game releases and the gaming deals out of the way, let's jump into the Abysmal Chronicles topics. Again, these are the stories that are just a little too abysmal to make it as full topics for the podcast. Starting off, Tomorrow Children. You guys remember the Tomorrow Children?
I do.
This was a game that was free to play. I don't remember if it was like free on Plus or if it was like completely free to play. Do you recall?
It was completely free to play. Yes.
And we got like a PS Plus pack, I'm assuming, or something.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the Tomorrow Children originally launched in October of 2016. Mm-hmm. It was a free-to-play resource management and town building game, but with some social aspects and even some action where you defend your town from attack by using rocket launchers, turrets, and tanks. Mm-hmm. However, it was shut down after just 6 months after it launched. Sony announced the title would be shut down. So why are we talking about this game that came out in 2016 that failed after 6 months?
Would you like me to tell you?
Briefly, yes. Why?
So essentially what happened, right, is that this was a second-party exclusivity deal with...
You're already saying too much. I just want to know what happened.
So basically this company, lost...
I just want a little bit.
The company got their IP back, and now the game is coming back in a not free-to-play version, so that people are going to have to pay for it to engage it because the creator realized that people were still uploading screenshots of the game.
Thank you, Josh. Dylan Cuthbert, the CEO of Q Games, which is the studio responsible, said it was a free-to-play game, so it needed time to grow and for us to work out how to monetize it properly. But that's the main reason it ended up being shut down, because we really didn't manage to monetize it. We weren't experienced in free-to-play, so that probably didn't help, but neither were Sony. We were still finding our way to earn from the players. Not in a manipulative way. We wanted to find a nice way to earn just enough to keep the game going.
Yep.
After the game closed, Cuthbert noticed fans were still posting their in-game pictures, which is what you mentioned, as if they were still playing it. Even 2 to 3 years later, the community was still sharing their old screenshots, which prompted Cuthbert to investigate whether the Tomorrow Children could be revived at all. Q Games got the IP back, and the return of the Tomorrow Children is returning imminently. So the whole point is, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The game that nobody played, that went away, is coming back.
I didn't like this game. I don't think the monetization aspect was the problem. I think the lack of anything to do in the game was the problem.
Yeah.
And hey, it's cool that they got their IP back from Sony, and that they're going to do something with it. And I wish them nothing but success. But I won't be playing it.
Yeah,
got no interest.
I truly do not know what they're thinking here. He's literally like, yo, you guys are still uploading images of our game. Let's bring it back. Like, is that enough to, like, if I just post a picture or something, will like a famous or a rich person just like make it happen? Like, what is I don't quite understand what's going on here.
They got their IP back. They want the game more.
Cool.
for players. Before you continue, Brett, Yuki asked when that deal is done with Amazon, Target, and all that stuff.
I don't know, but it was through the weekend, so I would do it. I would jump on this quickly if I were you. I would move on that.
There you have it. I'll try to see if I can find a firm date as you continue speaking.
Okay. So this is a cool little story. Ambient Swim. Adult Swim has a channel on HBO Max called Ambient Swim. And all it is beats and animated visuals to relax to. It's very reminiscent of the chill and trippy commercials, the bumps that they would play regularly on Adult Swim. So if you thought those were cool back in the day, or even now when they do them now, you can literally just put them on loop on your TV and relax and chill. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thoughts? No? Yes?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense now, especially in this age of streaming. Might be 20 years too late, but hey, man.
I mean, people literally go on YouTube and pop up lo-fi hip-hop beats.
That's the first thing I thought of was that, oh, lo-fi beats. Lo-fi
and it makes
beats.
sense because Adult Swim has always been, I don't know if they're like a
Ends
music publisher.
Tuesday. Sorry.
Next Tuesday?
No, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
This deal
Okay,
ends tomorrow, Yuki.
So tonight probably, I would assume.
Yeah, so get on that in the next
Jump on it.
few hours.
But yeah, the Adult Swim thing, they always like share music. Like they're very on the pulse of like indie music and stuff. So I think this is cool. They can share some cool visuals from animators and stuff and play some cool music that you might not have heard before. So
Yeah, I'll throw it on the background.
yeah, we'll put it up right now.
No, we
Just
will not.
kidding. Yeah, we don't got time for that. All right, this one rattles my brain too, Josh. Platinum Games is done making good games. What the hell's going on? Platinum Games, which if you don't know, they're the studio behind Bayonetta, Astral Chain. Their CEO, their new CEO, wants to create what? Scalebound. Yeah. Platinum's new CEO wants to create larger, riskier games and hints at live service focus. Company co-founder Atsushi Inaba, who recently took over as president and CEO, discussed his promotion in a recent interview with VGC, the Video Game Chronicle, along with his aspirations for Bayonetta's developers' future. Why is that written so poorly? What is that?
That's what?
I heard like a siren.
No.
Are you playing 2319?
No.
In the interview, Inaba suggested a larger focus on live service games. He said he would like the company to create more games that can be enjoyed and loved for a longer period of time, compared to those in which players experience one-off content, such as in Bayonetta. Okay, there's another part to this quote, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't like that.
Yeah.
There's a place for that, but why would you move from one to the other? They're one-off content games like Bayonetta are beloved by fans, but you can't make more money.
Well, that's what I don't. Well, here's what I really think it is the fact that they haven't had anything. I mean, Platinum Games has a lot of talent there, no doubt, but they have not really made anything that has taken off, and I think they want like a mainstream hit because all of the founders, including their CEO, come from backgrounds where they made huge, like pivotal, monumental mainstream hits. And Platinum, while they've made great games, and I like Platinum Games, and Bayonetta and all that stuff is great, it's not a mainstream massive success, and I think that is what they want. So they might think that doing some sort of live service game is the way to go about that because they could create some sort of cultural, shift or phenomenon. That's how I read it.
That's a good point, and that's the only other that's the only other way I can interpret this, unless he's literally so unbelievable that he didn't realize that this was like a public statement. This sounds like something you say to your team, like, how can we make more money? Well, if we shift from single player games to like live what is the word I'm looking for? Live service games, we can make money constantly versus the one payment we would get from a game like Bayonetta. So he says, in the past, even if we wanted to create our own IP, it was difficult to do so. Yeah, no shit. And even if we could, it would be on a very small scale. We can only make indie class products. In the future, I would like to get rid of all of that and make larger games from our ideas and succeed in at least one thing.
Yeah. That's it. That's it right there.
Sus, dude. That's sus.
I don't think it's the right way to approach it. I think the right way to approach it is, make a fucking better game.
Yeah, this guy's sus. He doesn't know what he's doing. Get him out.
Inaba?
Yeah. Yasuo Inaba, dude. I'm sad about that. Moving on, Sony AI project. Sony's teasing a breakthrough AI project created with Gran Turismo studio Polyphony. Gran Turismo 7 was originally planned for release last year, but was delayed after production was impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. And the official reveal for this breakthrough AI project is coming on February 9th, which is this guy's birthday. I don't know what this means. I don't know what any of this means, but AI.
I gotta tell you something.
What's that?
I have a gift for you for your birthday that I'm very excited for you to receive.
Really? What is it?
I'm not gonna be telling you, but I think you're gonna enjoy it.
Can you just tell me?
No.
Come on.
No.
Just for him. Come on.
Eat my fucking asshole.
Thanks, dude. Well, I'm excited to receive your gift. Not if it's what you just said it was, but if it's something else.
I'm excited to pitch it to you.
You're gonna pitch me my birthday gift?
No, you said receive, pitching and catching,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I want to do another episode of Unclaimed Baggage. Is now not the right time to bring this up?
I mean, we could talk about it now if you want. I want to do it.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. Soon.
All right, I'm ordering your stuff now.
All right. Look for it in the next few weeks. Okay.
All right, well, moving on. Saudi Arabia is investing over $1 billion in Capcom and Nexon, which I don't know what Nexon is, Josh. You're going to have to help me out there, but you're making a little note here?
No.
Oh, I thought you were writing something. Saudi Arabia's public investment fund has bought a $1 billion chunk of Capcom and Nexon. The stake is worth more than 5% of each company. In December of 2020, the fund acquired over $3 billion worth of stock in Activision Blizzard, Electronic Arts, and Take-Two. The public investment fund is reportedly central to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's goal of making the Saudi economy less reliant on proceeds from oil, which is smart. Continued investment in video games continue to raise concerns given Saudi Arabia's longstanding history of human rights abuses.
Yeah, I'm looking at Nexon's stuff. They haven't done too much of consequence. They did Maple Story, most recently Blue Archive, Dungeon Fighter Online, lots of mobile games, it looks like. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, they sound like a mobile game company.
Maple Story 2, Dragon Nest.
Oh, yeah, these are all
FIFA Online games. Yeah.
So I'm a fan of pro wrestling. This is no secret. Big fan of wrestling. And one of the things that I've been very critical of is the World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE's continued patronage of Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of companies taking the money from them and, just acting like everything's okay. There are a lot of human rights issues in Saudi Arabia. They do not treat everyone with the same respect that they should be. And yes, while they are making strides to continue to do better, it's not, and I don't see it getting to the level that it should be anytime soon.
Yeah, this continued acquisition or stake buying in video game companies from nefarious bad faith partners like Saudi Arabia, like the Chinese Communist Party and Tencent. It is growing increasingly hard to, I think, be a moralistically, good consumer, because eventually, pretty much now, it's impossible to do that unless you buy like completely locally or something like that, which in the video games is like hard to do that. I mean, lots of great indies, but you understand what I'm saying. And the aspect of censorship and just propaganda that we're going to see concerns me. And this is another, drop in the bucket. 5% stake of both companies. That's no small fish. And it's not good.
Yeah, my honest opinion is that we should just leave them alone and not let them interact with us, and just keep them with a 10-foot pole, and then tell them they're allowed to rejoin society when they want to treat everyone with the same respect that they deserve. So that's what I think.
All right.
So here's a little tip for you. Horizon Forbidden West is coming out very soon, and there's a way that you can get it for $10 less if you're buying it on PlayStation 5. Why'd you do a thumbs down? That's a good thing.
I meant like I did the 10 and then I did it down.
Oh. Yeah, you can see how that can be misinterpreted though.
All right, do it. Say it again.
All right. Trying to get like the right cadence, Ladies and gentlemen, you can get Horizon Forbidden West for PS5 for $10 cheaper if you follow this simple guide. What is the guide? What do you have to do? It's simple. It's simple. Josh,
it is
simple.
It's so
simple.
I don't even have the energy to do Trump right now.
You literally have to just buy the game on the PlayStation Store from an internet browser. So let me explain how this works. Horizon is the final first-party Sony game, which will offer a free upgrade to PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind. That's a very integral part here. Players who purchase the PS4 version purchase the PS4 version of Forbidden West will get access to the PS5 version for free. That makes sense, right?
Correct.
However, when viewed on a PlayStation 5 console, users are only given the option to purchase the PS5 version of the game for $69.99 or the digital deluxe version for $79.99.
Right.
But those who access the game via an internet browser are given the option to purchase a PS4 version of the game for $59.99, which will include a PS5 upgrade for free.
Correct. So basically just go to the PlayStation Store on your browser, purchase it there, or buy the physical PS4 disc and put it in your PS5. You'll get the upgrade.
Yep.
That's it.
So don't waste your money.
Don't buy the PS5 version if you have a PS5. Don't give them the money.
Don't give them your $10.
Keep your fucking $10 and hoard it. Don't give it to them. Don't do it. They don't deserve it.
I mean, if the game's good and you want to give them an extra $10.
I'm talking about like PlayStation as a whole.
Okay. Well, speaking of bad things, let's talk about NFTs. We're going to be talking about them in a minute as well. But
oh boy, brother. I got to tell you, no fucking thanks.
The indie game store itch.io calls NFTs a scam in a fiery statement on Twitter. This is coming from VGC. In a Twitter thread posted on Sunday, dude, you're like being decapitated right now.
I'm stretching.
You okay?
Yeah.
I think this is a good time of any. If you could just show your shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Hucking Faptic t-shirt. We have it available in a hoodie and a t-shirt on our merch store, which is in the description down below. I just want to let you know, we have different variants available now too. We brought back the gold and crimson colorway, which is the one Josh is wearing. It's only available to the end of this month, but we've also introduced the pink and perp variant, which is also only available to the end of this month. We lowered our prices. They're the lowest they've ever been. So if you want to buy our merch, you want to support the show, you want to look cool wearing your t-shirt like Josh with his face on it, go check it out. Both of the colorways are only going to be available to the end of this month, and then they're gone. We might do one more drop, but that's not going to be for like a year probably. So if you want them, grab them. And if you don't want them, fuck you. All right, moving forward. Oh yeah, I'm on the shirt too. To the right? To the left? No, that's not me. Oh, that's your nipple.
No.
That's it. What?
No, that's fucking Marvin, dude.
That is Marvin. Marvin C's, yeah. All right, so yeah, if you want to support us, go ahead and buy that merch.
The shirt is
Anyway.
so fucking stretched out now.
Itch.io called NFT a scam in a fiery statement on Twitter. They basically gave their response to what people have been asking about NFTs. And, you know, we know that everyone in the gaming space is trying to get into NFTs right now, especially Ubisoft, which is what we're going to be talking about in just a minute. But Itch.io is not having it.
Yeah.
This is their quote. They said, "A few of you have asked about our stance on NFTs. NFTs are a scam. If you think they are legitimately useful for anything other than the exploitation of creators, financial scams, and the destruction of the planet, then we ask that you please reevaluate your life choices."
Nice.
Also, fuck any company that says they support creators and also endorse NFTs in any way. They only care about their own profit and the opportunity for wealth above anyone else. Especially given the now easily available discourse concerning the problems of NFTs, how can you be so dense?
2319! We have a 2319!
Do you have a soundboard now too? I'm very confused as to what's happening.
No soundboard.
Can they hear it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you were just playing sound effects for me, and I was like, oh, I didn't know I was worthy of getting sound effects just for me. But
Brothers. 2319!
so what do you think, man? Itch.io. Pretty
spot
badass.
on. They're spot on, and I agree with them, and they're badass. And this, I think, segues perfectly into you know what our main topic is going to be, which we'll get to in just a minute.
That's right. But before we jump into that, I got to do a quick shout out to Dubby Energy, Dubby.gg. If you guys don't know, Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crashes. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including the patented Neurofactor. So there's no calories, no sugar, no artificial colors, no fillers, none of the bad stuff. It's just very slick. And why am I saying it's very slick? Well, if you find it hard to work or study, use code SLICK to save on Dubby. That's right. Haptic Intel is sponsored by Dubby. And if you want to save 10% on your order, just use code SLICK at Dubby.gg. Shout out to Christian from Save Before Quitting podcast. He just used our code and saved 10%. And also, by doing so, got a free $10 coupon to spend on Dubby for his next order. So shout out to him and shout out to you if you use our code SLICK. So, you know, we'll have more contests in the future to win more prizes with Dubby. So we thank you again. And it's slick. My favorite flavor is Dub Sludge. I recommend it. Josh, I don't even know what you're chugging on, but. My favorite flavor is butt juice. So yeah, thanks to Dubby for sponsoring us. And I think without further ado, there's nothing else that we can do here except roll that motherfucking intro, Josh.
hang on. That's not the topic we're doing. I wish all corporations embracing NFTs a very pleasant go bankrupt. That's the wrong article. This is also the wrong article. I wish all NFTs a very total market collapse. That's also the wrong article. Oh, here we go, Brett. Ubisoft rewards employees with a Ghost Recon Breakpoint NFT hat. This is... I honestly cannot even understand how we live in a world where this amount of idiocracy exists at the highest levels of control in an organization.
It truly makes me want to just give up on life and die.
It makes me want to vomit. It makes me want to fucking vomit. So, Christian says, wait, so it's a hat of an NFT or it's a hat that is attached to owning
That's
an NFT?
what I asked. That's my question too.
It's a hat. It's an in-game item for Ghost Recon Breakpoint that is an NFT. So let's get into it. So this comes...
But it's a hat.
But it's a hat. Celebrating 20... Yeah, an NFT hat. I want to fucking die. This comes via Destructoid. So... If you remember, Brett, too, a little context, a little flavor text for you. Ubisoft recently came under fire for doubling down on NFTs. So yeah. Ubisoft executive Nicholas Pouillard came under fire last month when they stated the NFTs being implemented in Ubisoft titles is nothing less than a massive beneficiary to its customers, going as far as to candidly state that the player base just quote-unquote don't get it. The bullish comments came after Ubisoft launched its famous in-game blockchain brand, if you remember, Brett. Quartz, or I like to call it Sharts. And continuing on, Brett, in a story far too believable to be untrue, Ubisoft has gifted some of the publisher's employees who are concerned at the studio's directions with in-game NFTs to celebrate the anniversary of the Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon franchise.
Try not to vomit you.
So, the way I read this, and I could be wrong, it's funny, even if it's just the way that the article stated it. Oh, employees that are concerned with us, doubling down on blockchain tech and NFTs. Here's an NFT for us liking you so much.
It's a hat.
It's an in-game hat celebrating 20 years of Tom Clancy in, of course, Breakpoint, which is the most unpopular Tom Clancy game of the last 20 years. And if you look at our thumbnail, the hat that Eves is wearing is the hat. So if you're curious about what it looks like, that's the hat. And actually, here, I'll pull it up behind you, behind us, for everybody, just so you can go ahead and get a look at this beautiful fucking thing. This is the hat.
I'm truly about to vomit.
This is the hat right there.
If my workplace was like, yeah, here's a hat, but it ain't real, I'd say you're fucking insane.
It's an appreciation gift, though, dude.
I'd be like, you're nuts. You're insane. You're fucking crazy.
I don't think that's very nice, Brett. So continuing here, gifts of the in-game hat for Ghost Recon Breakpoint were handed out in all places at a workshop specifically designed for employees to voice their concerns about Ubisoft's direction. So I was correct. And I think that is where this story takes a fucking breaking point into just being abysmal to absolute stupidity realm. I
was gonna play a sound effect. Literally no sound effect would equal the amount of confusion and sickness I feel right now, if I'm being honest.
Continuing, according to Kotaku, one Ubisoft employee likened the motion to, quote, staff saying, "We hate this crypto stuff," and Ubisoft responding with, "Okay, come get some," end quote.
even that wasn't gross enough, dude.
And then I have one last nugget for you, Brett.
I don't know if I want to hear it.
And then we can talk about it. I want to read some chat messages. An internal memo leaked to Kotaku says, quote, with the opening of the Ubisoft Quartz platform in December, we thought of creating an exclusive digit for you, the Ghost Recon 20th Anniversary Cap! Exclamation mark. If you want to receive this exclusive digit, we will inject it into your crypto wallet on the 9th of March. Period.
Why is it
End
so
quote.
like weird with the way he's like phrasing it? Like he's like injecting it into like your veins or something. What the fuck?
Christian says the thing I don't get about NFTs as a whole, I just lost it, is why are they inherently frowned upon when they've been a thing since the early 2000s? NFTs are currently frowned upon massively because of the Ponzi scheme-like nature that corporations and the rich are treating them. First and foremost, they have a terrible detriment to the environment as far as e-waste goes. They take a lot of processing power and a lot of hardware to use. It doesn't last very long. Second of all, they're being used as money laundering schemes and these Ponzi schemes for the rich and of corporations, of a way to funnel money through this essentially unregulated avenue. Now, while there could be an artistic argument, I think, to be made with some things, or collectible arguments, even as far as the actual, like, the non-fungible token side of it, the reality is that they're fucking stupid. They're ridiculous, they're gross, and people are trying to kind of take, I think, hold or make a quick buck off of this wild, wild west that we're living in regards to NFTs. I mean, would you agree with that kind of statement I just made, Brett, as far as why they're a problem?
Yeah, I agree 100%. You hit the nail on the head. I've seen, random artists to my favorite band doing NFTs, and it all makes me sick. And honestly, it like left a bad taste in my mouth. Like my favorite band launched an NFT,
yeah,
and is just so involved with it that I don't even like listening to their music anymore. Like they've literally said, like, if you don't like it, like, I don't know, like they pretty much said, like, fuck you if you don't like it. And that bothers me, because they are treating it like a community thing where, like, this is our community, this is who we are now, like, this is us, and if you don't like it, you can fuck off. And I just think that it's not cool, because there's so many of us out there that probably like that music, but we're just turned off from this whole NFT thing. And listen, blockchain technology is cool. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. But when you sell me a fucking picture of a fucking monkey, like, that has no value to me, especially when there's, like, art is subjective. Okay.
Sure.
Art is subjective. Fine. Totally cool. But to me, and maybe NFTs as a whole, like this whole phenomena that it has caused, is art. It's subjective. But when you have a picture of a monkey and you put a hat on him and you give him a fucked up teeth and you go, this is worth $10 million. And then you make another one that's purple and you change the hat and you go, this one's worth $9 billion. I don't get it. That ain't art. That is ridiculous. So unless there's some meta narrative behind those monkey things, that ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, value is only placed on things because we give it that, right? Because us as a society come together and fucking galaxy brain agree, oh, this is worth this much, or this is worth this much, and the market can regulate and dictate itself and whatever, and that's fine. But going back to the Ubisoft stuff, I mean, first of all, this shit has kind of existed in video games. Christian keeps bringing up CSGO, and that's correct. I mean, that has existed for a long time. And
that doesn't really have the blockchain involved, but yeah.
No, but in the concept of owning digital things, I would argue the Steam, your Steam account, you get in-game items specific to you for Steam that you can list on Steam's marketplace and make, a couple pennies on, things like that. So things.
Yeah, World of Warcraft had it too.
Sure, things that were kind of like it exist, whereas NFTs are minted and sold and collected through the blockchain.
It's money laundering. It's all it is in my eyes. It's a pyramid scheme, and it's money laundering for the rich. And
yeah,
you got Jimmy Fallon live talking to fucking Paris Hilton on TV about the fucking apes, and it makes me want to fucking vomit. I want to die.
And I mean, and Christian brings up a good point here too, is that the biggest thing, or the biggest, I guess, argument or distinction, maybe without much difference though, is that the actual token itself, right, that's minted, is like saying, you have the Mona Lisa, and then you have 30 million copies of the Mona Lisa that aren't really the Mona Lisa. You know what I mean? They're prints or scans or whatever. And I understand that. Like I do get that, but also go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Christian also said, the same argument can be made for painters that have $1 million paintings that are just huge blocks of single colors. Is it art? Technically, but also no. And this is kind of what I was getting at when I said that the NFTs themselves aren't art, but the whole thing as a whole, the movement, could almost be seen as art.
Yeah, I mean,
ironic art.
It could be used that way too, and that's fine. And I don't like how they're used in mass, and I especially don't like shit like this, where that's how you respond to your employees that are concerned about you stifling them creatively and how you're shifting in this space by giving them something as worthless as an NFT fucking hat for Ghost Recon Breakpoint? What?
Yeah.
Who thought that was a good idea at the company? This poo-poo guy? You had this idea and you're like, oh, this is great. We're going to use this meeting where people are coming to air their concerns about NFTs by giving them fucking NFTs like a fucking goodie bag? No.
Do you have anything else to say? Because I want to end this with something.
I got nothing else to say other than bad.
All right. So to keep in the track of poop and piss particles, shit and piss particles, if you will, I'm going to tell you a little story. This is a true story. Christian, you probably know this story. Some people out there, if you're art history people, you might know this story. There was an artist. His name was Marcel Duchamp. He was an artist, but he was the kind of artist where he would shit on art and say that, how is that art? How is that stroke of paint on a canvas art? That's not art. So in protest, he went to an alleyway and he found next to a dumpster a urinal. He took that urinal and he entered it into the art museum and said, "This is my art." And he wrote his name on it, but it wasn't actually his name. It was basically the equivalent of him writing huge ass on it, dude, or like bend over. He literally wrote like a crass name and he said, "This is art." And that piece is at the Philadelphia Museum of Art right now, urinal, sitting there. So my point of bringing this up is, number one, shit and piss, just like NFTs.
Just like Poopiesoft.
Just like Poopiesoft. But number two is that art is subjective. Anyone can make anything art, but the message behind it, the meaning behind it, the story behind it is what makes it art. If you take millions of pictures of monkeys and change a single thing about all of them, as a whole, maybe that's art. But otherwise, you got an Xbox Live gamer picture, dude. And that is worthless. So take with that what you will. Shit and piss particles. There you go.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So with that, Josh, why don't we move on? Both of us have been playing a little video game that just released called Dying Light 2.
Yes.
And I think you and I are going to do a little review in progress. We're not done the game, but we want to talk about our experience with it so far.
Sure. So I'm just going to put this up behind us, this PlayStation fixes and improvements that they announced, because it's what ultimately our conversation is going to lead to. First of all, I've played maybe 7 or 8 hours of the game now. Not crazy far in. Positives. I am enjoying the game. I don't know anything about the story because I've only played the prologue missions. I haven't played any other story missions. I am enjoying the free running, as always. I'm enjoying the open world aspects of it. It feels good to play. Melee combat feels good. All the things that you would want in Dying Light, I think, are done reasonably well. I think it is solid overall. I don't think it is maybe the revolution of the game that I wanted, although maybe I haven't experienced it yet. You know, again, only like 7-8 hours in.
Well, let me interrupt you real quick because
Mhm.
to that point, I want to make a point as well.
Mhm.
I think that Techland made a very bold decision with Dying Light 2, Josh. And I think that bold decision is making you as a player utterly useless and underpowered from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And I think that was done by design because they want you to, as you progress through the game, unlock more abilities, unlock that skill tree, make yourself stronger, unlock new tools to progress, you know, the story. It's a Metroidvania in a way, where you're getting these power-ups and you're collecting things that make you stronger.
And an RPG.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that although we are not very far, I still think that there is a lot to come.
Oh,
for example,
sure.
I know that there's a zip or a grappling hook in the game and a paraglider, and I'm like 10 hours in and I haven't seen either of those things.
Right.
And they're like integral parts of the gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Yeah, so it's good. And I think that is where the good stops, though. This game is kind of broken.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay with that. At all. And I know the devs are doing their best and they're trying to fix it and update it and change everything like you see behind us. And there's multiple images like this that exist of stuff that they're trying to do this week, you know, for PC and Xbox and all this stuff. But my larger point is that I'm so fucking sick of games coming out that are broken. And you know what? I'm partially to blame because I keep fucking buying them. I bought Cyberpunk. I bought Dying Light 2. Both games are broken. Now, Dying Light 2 is nowhere in the realm of Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get that
It doesn't crash.
It functions mostly as it's supposed to. And maybe that's where I'll turn it over to you, Brett, because you had, I think, some of the most issues. I haven't really experienced too many bugs. You know, certainly nothing game-breaking. I haven't had any crashes. I haven't had any issues with it on my end. But where you're about to touch on is where the issues start at one of the core draws, I think, of the game. So I'll let you take over.
Yeah, so just to give some background of where I'm at in the game, there is a intro portion of the game that, you know, you're very limited. It's very linear on what you could do. Then it opens up to open world and you get to explore the first area of the game. I'm going to call that the first area. And then there's a second area of the game. There might be more, but the point I'm trying to make is I am about to go from the first area to the second area. That's how far I am into the game. Okay. Now, there's a lot of issues with the game. So number one, if you're playing on PlayStation 5, there's a blinking or like I don't even know how to describe it, but essentially it's a flickering thing where your screen will turn black for like a millisecond. I thought it was a feature. I thought it was the main character Aiden blinking, and it was like a way to like make you feel like you're the character. He's actually blinking every once in a while. That ain't it, Chief. It's a glitch, and it's only affecting PS5 players. So that's strike one. Strike two, it's not that bad, but still, strike one. Strike two, the game launched. Co-op is one, broken, and two, there's no cross-play with or co-op with different gens and different consoles or platform. So there's no cross-platform and there's no cross-gen. That means if you're playing with someone, if you want to play with someone that's on PlayStation 4 and you're on PlayStation 5, can't do it. There's no way to co-op, which is just absurd. And then also Xbox and PlayStation, they can't co-op either. So that wasn't publicized. That wasn't made public. That's something that people are just finding out now. And I don't know if they're going to fix that or not, but that is a big problem, especially if you're the friend with a PS5 and your friends have the PS4, you're fucked. You can't play. But the biggest issue is one that is happening to a lot of people at different points of the game. So it's not even consistent with where I am. But I tried to join you last night. I waited all weekend to play co-op with you. I joined your game. I got kicked from your game. And as soon as I was brought back to my game, I died instantly. Aiden woke up. Oh, I'm awake. I'm back in my world. That is what happened to me. Instant death. He wakes up and dies. And from there, what happens is a consistent loop of death. for 4-second intervals, I am alive.
Could you
feel like
call it
it's
a death loop?
It is a death loop. It is almost like I'm playing Groundhog Day, except I'm alive for 4 seconds and then I die. And then I wake up again and get another 4 seconds and I die. So I have just enough time to run out the door, jump in the air off the building, and die and fall to my, well, I guess I already died, but I fall not to my death, but I fall and land on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't progress. I can't do anything. The game is officially broken for me. I can't play it. So that's a big problem. And it's happening to a lot of people, not just me, not just where I'm at, in different parts of the game. And a lot of it seems to have to do with joining a friend in co-op. So that fucking sucks, dude. I can't play the game. I literally can't play the game.
Yeah. So to note, they are ready with a fix for that problem specifically. So they say, I think they said they want to put it, update it by Wednesday or something like that, I think is when they're aiming for it, along with a bunch of other, minor issues and things like that. But the core attraction almost of this game is co-op. That's what made, one of the reasons the original game was so special, and is a big draw for a lot of people. Also, is a big part of the trophy list of this game. And there are very specific things that you have to do, which maybe leads me to another problem, is the trophy requirements of this game are unrealistic. It's a bad it's a bad trophy list.
Yeah, you were saying that you're going to have to like do multiple playthroughs or save scum, basically.
Yeah, the thing is, they need to add manual saves. Any game that launches with manual saves automatically is a fucking turd in my book.
Dude, that is the problem with where I'm at right now. Is if I could have manually saved, I would be fine.
Right, but you get one save. And so there are issues with people's, saves being corrupted and the game crashing or closing and you losing all of your quest progress. So after I do a couple things, I'm closing the game, uploading my save to the PS5 cloud, and then starting the game again. I shouldn't have to do that. Add manual saves. But the thing is, in the game, there's these things called inhibitors, which allow you to upgrade your health or your stamina. And you kind of choose every 3 inhibitors you get, you can upgrade. You can upgrade either one. Now, there are 120 inhibitors on the entire map in the game. 120 inhibitors on the entire map. To receive the Platinum Trophy, there are, 100% achievements. You have to completely upgrade both. But, Brett, it takes 81 inhibitors to fully upgrade one of them. And if you do that math, that's 162 inhibitors that you need to fully upgrade your health and your stamina, both of which you need to do to pop different trophies to 100% the game. Now, that math doesn't really add up if there's only 120 inhibitors on the entire map of the game. So, you either have to play this 80-plus hour experience twice to do that, or you have to collect 81 inhibitors, not spend them, make a save, upload it, go back into the game, max out one of the trees, have the trophy pop, close the game, re-download your other save, open the game again, then do the other one, right? Let that trophy pop, then close the game, re-download the save again, and then actually do whatever you want with the inhibitors, because there's not enough in the game to fully progress it.
And the problem with that is you're going to be under-leveled, and I don't even know if you'll be able to make it to the... I don't even know if, because you need to... I don't think all 81 are in that first area, so you have to progress the game in order to get the rest.
There are 73 in the areas I have unlocked right now. Which essentially means I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think you should do that. That's going to ruin your enjoyment of the game.
I have only been going after inhibitors, and I have 34 right now. And the problem is you can keep leveling up, right? Which you get points. There's a skill tree for your stamina things and your melee combat or whatever it is. And that's certainly helping in some aspects. And allowing me to access higher level content. I do more damage and things like that, but it doesn't help the fact that my health bar is this big.
Yeah, and your stamina
and
bar.
My stamina is non-existent.
Yeah, there's going to be certain areas that you won't even be able to reach because you.
Yeah, and I think that's ridiculous. I think that is fundamentally shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But
So.
listen, these are negative things about the game. I want to talk about some positives because the game is more of the same. If you like Dying Light, you're going to love Dying Light too. From if it works, if your game doesn't get a death loop, you're going to love it. So
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it like it's awful because it's not. But
No. And again, for the first 10-ish hours, both of us.
Yeah.
Free running feels great. Like I said earlier, I mean, especially as you upgrade those things and you can start, comboing your movement together. For example, I just unlocked something where if you jump over something, it'll launch you a little bit, so you can keep going. That feels good. Melee combat feels awesome, especially with the DualSense controller.
I think I've come to the conclusion that Dying Light 2 is a game that plays better than it looks.
Yeah.
I feel like if you watch gameplay of Dying Light 2, it's going to look very floaty. It's going to look very weird. The physics aren't going to look right. It's going to look like your character's like just jumping around, like all weird physics, like your arms are going to be up in the air and shit. But if you're playing it and you feel like it's so hard to explain, but like it feels right.
Yeah.
It's like they designed it for the way you feel and the way you're playing rather than the way someone's watching you play it.
Sure. And
so don't get turned off by watching someone else play it. You have to actually try it yourself, I think.
Yeah, and the mapping the jump to R1 or RB, I don't know what it is on PC, on a controller feels good. And I remember the original Dying Light did this and got some flack for it. But when you use it, I don't want to press X. You don't want to. The way that the button is mapped is good for how you play the game.
Yeah. I was annoyed at first with some of the control options or control choices, I should say. I was going to see if I can remap it, but I kind of just stuck with it, trying to play the way they wanted me to play it. And the only problem I'm having is like, for a little bit, I was having trouble parrying. I kept forgetting what button parry was. And then for a while, I was having an issue comboing. Once an enemy is stunned, I can jump off of them and then do a drop kick. And like I was at the beginning, but I'm getting the hang of it. So,
yeah. So a little bit of mixed bag. I think the game is good. I want you to be able to play it. I think there's probably a longer conversation that we don't have to have now about. I mean, it's just this continuous deluge of games that are fucking just not ready.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it, and I'm part of the problem, and I understand that. But you know what? I'm tired of it. That's it.
I hear you.
And this game's been in development for 7 years.
I know.
No excuse. No excuse.
And I don't want to like not talk about the story so far. I know I don't want to spoil anything for you. I'm further than you.
Yeah.
So far the story is just fine. There's obviously like different classes, different factions, and you have to choose which faction you want to kind of align with. Right. How much that's actually going to impact the story, I don't know. There's been certain moments where I've been made to like, they're like, you have to make a decision right now, and a timer counts down, and I don't know what that's going to like happen. And I actually made a choice once, and I thought someone was going to be mad at me, and they weren't. They acted like nothing ever happened. So I truly don't know what that means. But
yeah, I do like most of the RPG elements. I haven't progressed in any more of the story, so I haven't come across that yet. But in some of the side quests I've been doing to get inhibitors, I've made some choices. And for example, I really don't like when you make a choice in a game and there's an immediate repercussion where it's like, that makes no sense. You know what I mean? And this game's side quest has a lot of them. For example, there was one, something about, somebody selling like contaminated water.
Oh, I did that one, yeah.
And then I made a choice, and I was like, oh, this will be fine, and we'll continue. And then he attacked me. I'm like, what? How does that even make any sense from the conversation that we just had?
That's interesting.
And then I had to kill him, and I was like, oh.
So that says to me that no matter what, you have to fight that guy.
Well.
Because I chose the option to just fight him, and you didn't. I still had to fight him.
If that's the case, I don't like it.
So it's the illusion of choice rather than actually giving you a choice.
Maybe for the side quests, I don't know.
Well, yeah, the ones I'm talking about are like actual, like probably story decisions.
Yeah, I've only played up until when it lets you into the open world, and then I've been doing just open world stuff. So,
all right. Well, let's move on then to our final topic of the day. It's a little segment we call Indie Intel, which is where we get a game that we found online, we show it to you guys, give it some love, Shout out the studio that's making it. Today, we're going to be talking about a game that I found on Kickstarter. This game looks beautiful. And if I mention some of the games that it's inspired by, you're going to go nuts. So I'm going to start with that before I even say the name of the game. This game was inspired by video games like Okami, Hollow Knight, Paper Mario, and Celeste, and has been aesthetically inspired by anime such as Spirited Away, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and Princess Mononoke.
Mm-hmm.
The game is called Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus, and it is a hand-drawn Metroidvania based on Japanese folklore. Do we have the game up behind us?
We do.
I need you to show the people this game and what it looks like, because I could not believe it when I saw it. So just a little more background.
Please.
Use acrobatic aerial combat and platforming to explore a mysterious and atmospheric Metroidvania based on a fantastical ancient Japan. Bow's story will be a brand new Japanese folk story, but will incorporate classic folk tales as well. Bow Path of the Teal Lotus, or Bow for short, is a 2.5D platformer with Metroidvania elements based on a world of Japanese folklore. Use your legendary shape-shifting bow staff to bounce and move fluidly through a delightfully demonic East Asian fever dream. Use the tight movement and reset system to reach areas efficiently and gracefully, or make an intense yet satisfying recovery while floundering for footing.
That's a mouthful.
This game will contain a multitude of Japan-inspired environments that pay homage to Japanese folklore and aesthetics, all rendered in a unique hand-drawn art style. And I cannot put that any more into my head is how beautiful the hand-drawn art style is for this game.
Yeah. I mean, it's playing behind us right now. It's pretty mesmerizing, to be honest with you.
It's even got like the Chowder effect. If you remember Chowder, like where a texture would stay put, but the character would move around.
Mm-hmm.
It even has like that element to it. So like there's a lot of stuff going on, and I can't believe how fucking cool it looks. And I believe the team is from Shanghai. So let me double check on that. I don't want to get it wrong.
They are from Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Thailand, that's where it is. And they're called Squid Shock Studios, which is a badass name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, listen, this looks like Hollow Knight. There's no denying that. But the art style is incredible. The Hollow Knight games, like the inspired Hollow Knight games, there's a lot of them. Let's not get it twisted. That game is very inspirational, and a lot of people are kind of copying that style. But this has a unique art style that I think, that's fair. I think that's fair for them to take that style and interpret it their way.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about the actual Kickstarter.
So the Kickstarter is live right now. They have made $88,842, and they only were looking for $35,000. And there's still just under a month to go. They have 23 days left.
Yeah, there's 2 more stretch goals that they listed here. So at 125,000, they're gonna get new team members, more animators, and then there's 150,000 secret here. So
yeah. So the only downside I could find while looking at their Kickstarter, Josh, is that I only see PC release, Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. So that kind of sucks, but I'm one of those people that have a PC now, so I really don't care. But this is like a perfect Switch game.
Could come to other platforms, yeah.
Maybe eventually. This monkey, Moro, there's this monkey character. He's a massive macaw, I believe is how you say the name.
Mm-hmm.
I need to tell you something.
Please.
I love him, and I want him to be my friend.
Brett loves him, and he wants him to be his friend.
I'm also very upset because the tier that includes the plushie of the main character is already gone, and I want that. So,
well, unfortunately, can't do it, Chief.
But yeah, man, I think this game looks beautiful. I think it looks very cute and cool, and I'm gonna back it. I think this is one of the ones that I had to put my money where my mouth is and back it. Although they don't need my money, they fucking blew it out of the water. But
yeah, well, they can take it. But
they can take it.
All right, yeah, Bow, a hand-drawn Metroidvania based on Japanese folklore. Check it out. Links in the description, of course.
And that's it. We close the door on another podcast.
You happy? You proud of that one?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Well, we did it. That's it. It's all
We did
over. New day, new time. Same abysmal little show that we do.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was my phone. I got a text message. That's interesting, Josh.
What's that?
It's Techland. They just tweeted that they're never going to fix Dying Light 2, and I'm never going to be able to finish the game.
That's a real sad development.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. It says only... They actually added me. It says, at Brett Rob, we will not be fixing the game for you only. My luck just continues, Josh.
But you get happy birthday, dude.
Yeah. Still banned in Apex, apparently.
Yeah. Which is so fucking stupid.
I just ordered the parts that were missing from my PC with my own money. So I guess if they...
So ridiculous.
If they find that I was... If you don't know this story, don't worry about it. But basically, I ordered a PC. The parts weren't what I said what was going to be. So now I'm... Zip zop zoobity bop. Now I got a case with the financial company that helped me finance this computer. And, hopefully I get what I deserve and I can get a refund on the money I just spent. But I need... Listen, your boy needs more gigs of RAM, okay? Yeah.
How much did you spend on this?
I spent $80 for 16 gigs of DDR4. I wanted to get the same brand just because, mixing and matching RAM isn't always the best idea.
Yeah, probably not.
And mine have lights on them and it looks cool. So I wanted, I want 4 in a row. That way I can use the program to program.
What'd you get? Corsair?
Yeah, it's the Corsair RGB ones.
Yeah, cool.
So they're going to come tomorrow and then I'll have a beefier PC and I'll be able to open Photoshop and all these other things that I'm doing at the same time. And Wallpaper Engine will work.
Very good.
Yeah. But so thanks for this, everybody. Thanks for coming. Josh, thank you for hosting.
Thank you for hosting with me.
Of course, it was a great pod, a great episode. Don't forget, you could use code Dubby or Slick, Dubby.gg.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Let me throw that up there, right there.
Yeah. Use code Slick to save 10% on Dubby today. And then additionally, we do have, like I said earlier at the top of the pod, we got new merch on our merch store. Josh has the Crimson and Gold variant right there, but we have another one called the Pink and Perp. It's a limited edition only for this month. And then it's gone forever, or another year from now or something. It'll be released later as like a legacy design.
Sure.
But that's it, man. I mean, you got to get it now. There's a hoodie. The hoodie's cool. So the hoodie, it has the logo in the corner, which we don't have a hoodie like that. And then on the back, it's the front of Josh's shirt that he has now on the back. Yeah. So
that's a good one.
That's a cool. I actually don't have one myself. I have to order it because I think it looks pretty cool. So
absolutely. Well,
but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, make sure you all do the stuff. You like, you comment, you subscribe, you share with your friends. You follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. TikTok too. We got TikTok.
Oh yeah, you're making good ones. I like those.
As Say Before Quitting would say, the titty. We're gonna call our titty the egg. But
what's the acronym there?
Egregious, good. I don't fucking know, dude. Could not think fast enough on that one. Egregious, good. Egregious, good goiters. All right, there you go. So. Okay. But yeah.
Okay.
Do all that stuff. We appreciate everybody watching, tuning in live and or on playback and or any of the individual videos we put up. We're going to be doing what's it called soon? Another unclaimed baggage, like we talked about. We have a special coming up this week too. Which will probably be released as its own full video, and I think we discussed giving everybody maybe a sneak peek on next week's pod, or maybe a slice, if you will. A slice of the...
Do you want to reveal it now? I'm fine with that.
Mm. Let me consult with my notes over here.
2319! We have a 2319!
Yeah, you can go ahead and reveal it.
All right. Well, so it's actually pretty sweet. I'm really excited for it. We are going to be doing an interview with the creator of a little app called GG, which some of you might have heard of. Is there still sound effects playing? It's pretty cool. I don't want to make this comparison because I don't know if the creator of this app likes this comparison or not, but it is basically the Letterboxd for games.
Mm-hmm.
You can log your video games that you've played. You can rank them, give them a ranking, a star ranking. And it's really good for organizing what you're playing, what's on your playlist or watch list, if you will. I just think that it's a really awesome tool for gamers. And it's also like a little bit of a social media thing too. So we're going to be interviewing the creator of GG, and we're going to be picking his brain and finding out what his inspiration was for creating it, maybe a little bit of the history of the app, and what is coming soon in the future for GG. So go if it's live, go watch it. But it's not live if we're live, which we are live. So it's not live yet, but it will be live if you're not watching this live. So thank you. Subscribe.
That's it. We're done. You just confused me.
I just forgot something very important.
What's that? Yeah?
That's it.
That's it?
I wish that we had more time to prepare for this episode. Because we didn't expect it to be today.
Right.
I wanted to have all of our custom sound effects on our little soundboard here.
Well, next week.
2319! We have a 2319!
Dystopian nightmares. Human error. Infinity. On a distant planet,